Watcha! I'm Ruffled Bricks and welcome to the final part of this Manic speedrunning tutorial. Here we'll be tackling the final quartet of caverns, of which 3 are difficult, and the other one, well, it tried its best. This section includes one of the most anticipated comebacks in gaming history. The Amoebatrons are back, in linguini form. We'll also be traversing the level that put a whole generation of gamers off sustainable energy for decades, the solar power generator. And to top it all off, we'll be negotiating the final barrier before Willy's dream of a house, a tractor, and a cliff with a mouse tail. But first off, clock in. It's time for some palate cleansing. Here is the warehouse. Now, I only have one strat for this level, and to be honest with you, if it goes wrong, I don't really have any backups for it. You're probably just going to die, effectively. So drop down here, first of all, between the blue shuriken kind of thing here and this yellow weed. What we're going to then do is move about a square to the right. And we should be far enough right that the blue crate isn't going to hit us when we drop down. Then when we're standing around about here and dropping down platform by platform, we want to drop down to the last layer. So this last one, this bottom one here, this is what we want to be standing on. So move across, drop, 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 like that. When we get onto this last platform, we're going to jump left over this blue crate to grab this key over here. So here we go. Jump like that. Drop 2 platforms down until we reach the last one and jump back across to the platform on the right. And when you do this, you want to make sure you are not positioned too far to the right, because you don't want to land on this platform here. You want to land on the same level that you're already on. So there we go. And then vertical jump once you've positioned yourself kind of where I am. So with like half of Willy's body is kind of visible, the other half is this sort of strange Joker shadow you've got here. From that position there, vertical jump up to this platform here, and this means then you are going to run across to the right and jump over the yellow crate. Boom, like that. And that will get you on to the same level as the conveyor belt, where you can get the next key in the sequence. Now from here, walk along to the end of the conveyor belt. The conveyor belt goes right, and then drop down, and one level of platform will crumble again, and you'll get the 3rd key of the level. So here we go. Drop like that. Now jump right as soon as you've got the key. Now we're going to walk along this platform to underneath this key here, the 4th one. But before we can jump up to get it, you need to let one layer of platform fall beneath you, because if you jump from the immediate position you end up in, you are going to headbutt the weed and die. So here's how it goes. Walk along, wait, and then vertical jump to grab up. And then just fall down to this bottom layer of platforming again, and we can grab the last key and jump across to the right and just vertical jump your way to the exit like so. Let's just put all that together in quick sequence again. So here we go. So walk across, drop down a couple, walk across again, get into a middle position here, and then on the last platform jump across like that, drop down a couple, on the last platform jump across onto the bottom platform, vertical jump, jump across the yellow crate, walk to the right, drop down, grab this key as well, jump up, wait, and then jump, drop, 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 grab this key, and then vertical jump to safety. This is another one where you can end up with a lot of waiting if you are not careful. And in fact, there is a lot of waiting at the very beginning of the level that you actually can't do anything about. So if we start from the beginning, so here we can't jump over the yellow one yet because the blue one is still in a bad position, and it's still in a bad position, as you can see. So 2 cycles go past and you can't jump over the yellow one. Only when it gets to the 3rd cycle can you actually get past those 2. Now, just to prove it, here's what happens if you try and jump over it right out the blocks, because it looks like you can. It looks like you can jump over it and survive, but you just end up landing on the left-hand side of it. So unfortunately, that's some waiting you can't do anything about. So 1 cycle for the yellow, 2 cycles for the yellow, and once that's done, we can jump over. Run to the left, and then let's do a turning double jump up to get up onto this platform here, and jump over the pink Amoebatron. Coming up, we have got a quintuple turning jump. We're going to do a 5 jump sequence from this platform that will get us up to here. And the way that's going to work is the first 3 jumps of the sequence are going to be to the right, and then the 4th and 5th are going to be to the left. And that means the 4th jump is going to be a turning jump. Now, to do that, we have to hit a very specific position on this blue bookends platform here. So first of all, let's just wait for the green Amoebatron to get out of the way, and then jump across like that to this platform. And now position yourself there. So that is the position that you need to be in. So it's the 4th stripe along, if you count this stripe on the platform as well. So the 4th stripe along here, you want Willie's right leg, his right foot, to be on that stripe as he is in the mid-stride position. And from that position, we go for 5 jumps from a starting position, starting with 3 right jumps. So you go like this: 1, 2, 3, and then turn on the 4th, 4 and 5. Just so you know, the timing on that is you want the blue bookend to have gone about 1 pixel left from its rightmost position. So it gets to the end of its run and then it turns around and it moves at least 1 pixel to the left. That is when you want to start this jump sequence from. And the reason we do that jump sequence is that with these 2 bookends here, the pink and the green one, you'll actually find that once we jump over the blue Amoebatron here, we are in the perfect position to be able to jump over the pink rolling bookend like that. That is very important, that 5 jump sequence that I did there, because without that you can't actually get here quick enough to be able to get that, and then you have to wait several more cycles in order to actually get past the pink bookend. Now, the second big strat, we want to do 2 jumps when we get here. 2 edge jumps, in fact. The first edge jump is going to get us from this platform to this platform. The second edge jump is then going to get us from here to here. So we're going to want to jump up to here, turn on the pixel we land on, and then jump back up. And we want to do all of that before this pink Amoebatron hits us. In order to optimize ourselves for that, I'm going to take Willie to the end of this platform. Not quite the end, it's the second last pixel of the platform you want to jump from. And that will position you in about the best position on this platform to start that double edge jump from. So here we go. And now there, I was too far. So that was me jumping from the edge of the platform rather than from the second last pixel. If you end up dying in this level, you have to go through all that opening cycle again. And that is quite long. And you don't want to do that. Okay, so that is the position you want to be in to set this up, because that is as close to the Amoebatron as you can get. And then from there, you're going to want to run a few pixels along. So we're talking about 3 pixels along, I believe, in order to get into the full stride position at the edge of that. And that's where you do the edge jump from. Over to here, over the pink bookend, jump up, and go. And like that. So that is what you want, basically. You want to get edge jump onto that and then turn on the spot. And from doing that, you can then jump twice straight away. By the way, you need to do that first jump there quite soon after you land on this platform, so don't go more than the square to the right before you do that jump. So you jump across there, and then the second jump will then get you over the green bookend like that, and grab the key, the one key of the level, and then you are going to have to wait slightly for these two Amoebatrons to get into optimum position so you can jump over them, but that is the fastest you can get around that level. So we're going to try and put all that together now. Wish me luck. Because this is probably one of the hardest speedrun levels in the entire game. So jump up we go. Jump over the pink Amoebatron. Jump under the green one. Get into position. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Onto this platform here. Jump over the pink bookend. Get into the position here. And then do those two jumps, the two edge jumps, jump over the bookend like that, the green one, and then just get over to the end like that. So that is very hard. The quintuple jump isn't that hard to pull off, but that double edge jump is. We do have a bit of a B strat for this level as well. Let's just say you want to take the second half a little bit easier, just to break into this level before you start doing the hard strats. So the first half will be the same. Wait for the green one to pass, jump across, get into position. 1, 2, 3, turn, 5. Jump across here and jump over the pink. Now here's where the strat starts to differ, because here we're not going to worry about trying to hit that edge jump, and the reason we're not is because that edge jump is pixel perfect and it's also very easy to die on. If with that edge jump you overshoot your position, then you'll just fall down and hit the pink Amoebatron. But if you're too early, like if you're 1 pixel too early, you will actually jump over here and fall down this gap here, falling to your death. So to avoid worrying about all that, we're just going to take a nice conservative kind of jump from about here, and then I'm going to jump 2 vertical jumps up these platforms, jump over the pink Amoebatron, and stand about here. It doesn't have to be full stride position, but like this is roughly where you want to stand on this platform. And then when this green bookend starts heading in this direction, we can actually jump from here and we should get over the green Amoebatron without crashing into the bookend. So here we go. Like that, you see? And then we just wait about here for a moment until the green bookend starts going back to the left. And then jump over it. And the last 2 Amoebatrons are way out of your way by that point, so you can just easily... So that is the strat that you want to fall back on at the second half of the level. And the reason you might want to fall back on that one is the jump from here to here. Because if you get this edge jump right, you might then turn on the spot and fall down onto this platform like that. And if that's the case, then it's not as fatal as if you get this jump wrong. But because of that, you will then be behind cycle. So all you want to do is just recalibrate to the B strat, as I've just shown you, and then you'll still get to the end of the level relatively quickly. This is a really, really tough level. If you're holding right as the level starts, this is what happens. Boom, you walk straight into the satellite. So you actually, unlike many other levels here, you actually have to pause straight off the bat in order to ensure that you don't end up dying straight away on solar power generator. Well, one of the reasons it's tough is because you've got this yellow beam over here. Now, when I go into this yellow beam, watch what happens to Willy's air. Do you notice there, it goes down much quicker than it actually was. as normal. It would be one thing if that beam was just there for the whole time. As you can see, whenever the beam hits these enemies, it actually gets deflected across the level. So there isn't really any safe spots where you can not get hit from that beam. So you will end up losing time when running around this at some point. You have got 2 edge jumps in this level. One of them is that platform I just fell off there, and the other one is from this wall over here onto that conveyor belt up there. Like, that is an edge jump, so you cannot get onto this if you are any further back. As if all of that wasn't enough, this key over here, which looks like it's nice and near the exit, in fact you actually have to drop down here to get that, and then once you've done it you can't jump back up. So you can't actually get back up onto this platform here. So not only have you got 2 edge jumps that you need to nail, but you actually have to go around them twice. You have to do 2 circuits of this level. So yeah, this is by far and away the hardest level in the game, speedrun or not. This strat that I'm going to use for it is actually a strat that you may want to use even if you're not speedrunning this game, because it sets up the jumps to be about as easy as you can possibly get them without having too much in the way of interference. So first of all, start from the beginning, wait for the blue satellite to go up and drop down. Then jump from this stripe here, this stripe just above the R in the end of generator, and that will get you over the yellow mirror reflector thingy, and you'll get the first key as a result. Do this jump over the E in solar power generator, this E, the first E, to get onto the left hand side of the mirror. And now what we're going to do is we're going to position ourselves over here, and we're going to do it in the mid-stride position, like that. When the yellow satellite here gets down to about here, so it's just on its way back down and it's about to touch the black platform. Before it does that, about a square before it does, you are going to want to do a turning triple jump. So from this exact position you're going to jump over onto here, turn on the spot so you're right on the last pixel of it, and then jump onto the conveyor belt here and hit the position, and 1, turn, and 3. And what that does is that means that you are then in the position at the end of that conveyor belt to jump over the red satellite there, because the red satellite will be low enough for you to do that. This conveyor belt goes left, by the way, so you have to just keep holding right in order to ensure you get all the way along it. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to zigzag our way up to this platform here, and we're going to get the key in the top right of the level. This isn't a particularly hard part, so here we go. Let's go past the blue, jump up here, then jump back over the blue, and then jump again, and jump up to the platform, and jump over the yellow trolley, grabbing the key in the process. Next thing to do is we're going to do this edge jump over here. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to position ourselves on the last pixel again, and we're going to do a Q jump for this one. So not normally doing Q jumps in this speed run because they are quite time consuming, and it's quicker to try and do the jump from a standing start. But actually in this level you've got a bit of time for some cycles ahead to burn here, so I would advise always doing a Q jump for this one, just to make sure you're in the right position. So here we go. So jump over the thing, and again to get onto the platform, and there you are. See, look, so I walked straight onto the edge of the platform and I did a Q jump there. Now I managed to fire that off straight off the bat, but let's say you're 1 pixel short there. You've still got time to kind of just nudge 1 extra pixel and then do that jump. So here we go, and we do our edge jump. Now we pause here for the yellow satellite to go down and jump across, grab the last key, drop down and drop down again. Now here we are going to get into the position on this wall here, onto the edge jump position again, And once again, we're going to do a Q jump before we do the edge jump onto the conveyor belt. And to do that, we are going to wait for this red satellite to be right near the bottom once we're in position. So watch my moves. Up we go. And it's near the bottom, and Q jump, edge jump. And again, the red satellite is now out of the way. So now, to get to the exit, I'm going to jump up onto this platform and then jump again onto this one this time, the one with the blue trolley mirror thing on it, because that's slightly quicker than trying to negotiate the blue satellite. So we're going to jump up here, up onto this one, and then we're going to turn relatively quickly once we get onto that platform and jump onto here, and we're going to do our last edge jump. And this one I usually tend to do as I'm running up rather than queuing it up. So there we go, and now as you can see, I was 1 pixel short of getting that jump in, but that is not a problem because we still have time to get to the exit fight. So what we're going to do, I'm going to pop myself back into the Q jump position here, and then when the blue satellite is out of the way, Q jump, edge jump, jump, and jump into the exit. And there you are. See, let's look how little air we had at the end of that. So that wasn't quite optimum. Like, you know, that last edge jump I could have got first time around, and I would have got in just slightly quicker than I did. But even so, as you can see, you've still got a little bit of time to recover if you happen to miss that last jump, which, considering how little air you've actually got to spare in this level, is pretty darn optimum. And here it all is in one take with dubious musical accompaniment. Solar, solar power, solar power, power, solar, solar power, power, power. Generator, generator, power, solar power, gen. Solar, solar power, solar power, power, solar, solar power, generate. Solar power, power, gener power, solar rate. Solar, solar power, generator power, solar power, generator power. Power, solar, generate power, solar, generator power, so. Rater, solar, generator power, solar power, generator, so. Power, solar, power, solar, rater, polar, sow. Generator, polar, solar, power, solar, gen. Jola, gower, generator, solar, power, gen. Oh my god, this level's long. Solar, power, solar power, generator power, so, gener power, solar, generator, power, solar power, generator, polar per. Alright, just library music from now on. That's pretty much the only strat I've got for that level, to be honest with you. What I tend to do is, if I mess up the strat, at least fairly early on in the level, I will probably just take a death, because I think that can be quicker than actively trying to recalibrate with all the stuff that's happening, because this is a really complicated level. As you can see, there's a lot of enemies wandering around and a lot of cycles to try and get your head around. And to be honest with you, I think it's often quicker just to take a death if you go off piste and start from the beginning of the level again, rather than try and recalibrate and then end up dying anyway at some point in the level and just losing time on it. After the ordeal that is the solar power generator, this is a pretty underwhelming final level. As you can see, it only takes up half the screen. Yeah, you can do this one pretty quickly. So solar power generator's optimum time is about 1 minute 13 seconds. This is 44 seconds. So what you're going to want to do with this is you're going to want to grab these 3 keys first. So you're going to have to do 2 cycles of this level. In order to get this key up here, once you've done that, you cannot go back up this way. So you're going to have to drop down and go around again. So run along and vertical jump over the yellow trolley there to grab the first one. The thinner the position you're in, the better, by the way. Well, these positions are actually different pixels in width. So this mono leg position that he's in right now, this is his narrowest position. This is 6 pixels wide. And this is the best position you can be in for jumping over an enemy in a vertical stance. The mid-stride position is 8 pixels in width, and the full stride position, where his legs are fully apart, is 10 pixels wide. And if you're going to do a vertical jump over an enemy in the full stride position, then you're probably the most at risk of screwing it up. But here we got a very good mono leg position. So that's a good start. Now, next one, we're going to wait over here until the trolley comes back. And then there we go. We got in a mid stride. So 8 pixel wide jump over the trolley. 8 pixels is still pretty much solid enough to get past that without too much trouble. But we do that when the trolley is coming back this way. And then this third one is we are going to grab this key when the trolley is coming back towards us. So we're going to follow the trolley straight away and boom, like that. So we've got the bottom 3 keys very easily. We're going to go up to this top platform here. Now this conveyor belt pushes you to the right, and we are going to be in optimum position, actually, when we get up there, to jump straight over the eyeball without having to wait. Now the jump that you want to do here, you want to do this as close to this wall here as you can, because if you get it straight out of the blocks, then you will get the key as part of the jump. And actually there's a little thing you can do to guarantee that you get that right, which is when you get underneath this wall here, just hold down the jump button and you will slowly keep moving along the platform until you are free to jump across. So that is a way of guaranteeing it. So I'll show you. Here we go. So hold jump, and there we go, like that. So you notice it stalled slightly on those last few pixels. That's what happens if you hold jump while you're in a tunnel like this on a escalator, not an escalator, a conveyor belt. It'll keep on moving, but very slowly. Let's say you ended up off cycle for whatever reason, and when you got towards the end of this conveyor belt, this eyeball was actually quite high up, and you wouldn't be able to jump over them straight away. There is a hold that you can do, so one final conveyor belt hold that is worth learning, whereby if you're in a tunnel like this where you've got a low roof just above Willy's head and you're on a conveyor belt, you can actually stop Willy entirely on the conveyor belt by holding the opposite direction of which he's going and jump. So watch. So here we go. So I'm holding jump, which slows him down. If I hold left, as you can see, that actually stops Willy dead. So if you needed to do that to hold your position to get over that eyeball due to being off cycle, then that is the best thing I can recommend. Now from this jump we're going to land on this crumbling platform here. What we're then going to do is jump straight onto this key and then drop down 2 levels back to the beginning of the room. So here we jump off that platform, grab the key and drop down 2 floors. Now, what you're going to want to do here is position yourself like that. That is the furthest to the left you can safely get yourself, so that you can do the vertical jump over the trolley in a optimum jumping position. So here we go, and boom, like that. I had to move to unpause. But as you can see, I've got all my keys. I'm right at the end of the game, and boom. And that is taking you right back to the central cavern, where the loop that you are doing for the 1 loop category ends. And here it is, all in one take with professional musical accompaniment. End of game. End of game. swordfish, 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 swordfish. And that's it. That was 3 hours of advice on how to speedrun a 15-minute video game. Thanks for watching, and if you do have any comments or questions, there's a handy comment section just beneath this video. In the near future, I'll also be recording a tutorial for Matthew Smith's follow-up game, Jet Set Willy. I'll be doing this on my Twitch channel, amongst other things, so follow me there in order to be notified of when that's happening. This tutorial is over.